talk about retail and visual merchandising, and let's go through with Kanika Bawa lens. And can we quickly have her on the stage? Well, she has got an amazing experience of 22 years. She's in the deep expertise in the retail design and retail visuals as well, transforming physical spaces into powerful brand experience. Ladies and gentlemen, she's here. Everyone! Would you need that mic or this is fine? Yeah, I can try. That is also. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, a big hi to all of y'all. That is better or this is better? नहीं, ये तो नहीं चल रहा. Am I audible? I know which one was better? This is better? I think this. Uska? Okay, great. So this is a little, I think we've got little a capsule on time, so I'll keep it a little brief. This is a little bit about me. I've had the fortune of creating 3 world records with the Prime Minister's office. And I had one of them which was very memorable. Where's the pointer? 1 second. Okay, there were 3 world records very quickly. The largest sittable chair in the world was a digital art on the chair. So that was very interesting. That was bought over by ZTV. And then I have the largest cushion with sustainable stuff. And also right now, we're all talking of, so I'm the creator of the largest kolhapuri in the world, which stands at 11 feet. And all of you all have heard of the Prada controversy. So the Ministry of Chambers got in touch with me saying that, oh, wow, your kolhapuri can be a huge cultural document and evidence for all of us for India. So I represent the entire design fraternity today. That is architects, designers, set designers, visual merchandisers, window display designers, I mean, name it. I think I handle almost over 15 verticals in design. So it's almost saying like we're unstoppable because we're doing a lot of different medias, playing with a lot of materials. So this is one of our freshest project, which has a lot of VM. This is Geo Creative offset of Reliance. So this is, to give you the context, this is at Maker Mac City, which is just opposite Geo Mall. And this is more than 8,000 square foot space that we've designed. So everything really needs a VM. VM is not limited to retail formats. You see offices, you see hospitality, you see healthcare centers, everything, exhibition spaces, right? Everything needs visual merchandising because, like you've heard, the customer eats with his eyes, right? So visual merchandising is a very captivating storytelling narrative to help us accelerate, the sales of the merchandise or the space. So even if you have to sell the space, so you enter the reception of the space, you can see everything here, okay, has a lot of digital inputs. So whether it's the ceiling, the walls, the partitions, right, even the reception table. So you have this quirky, whimsical giraffe with a chandelier greeting you. You have the lion which is suited there. So coming here, the glass itself has the gold film work, which is arched, right? So that greets you. Then you have this again. The whole concept really, because somebody spoke, I think Ketan, the gentleman from 3M, he spoke of biophilic design. So the brief came from Mr. Anand Ambani. So we all know his Vantara, right? And the passion for Vantara at Jamnagar, right? So we actually borrowed from that essence. They said it has to be something when a visitor or a celebrity enters this space, they must feel sensational. They must feel that the space is sensational. They must feel that they've arrived into a different zone. We don't want an office space like an office space. You need to see that the visual design is so magnetic and inspiring. So it should transport them to another realm. So that was my brief. It was a tall order. Well, at the end of it, we've got happy customers. So you see here, oops. So you see here again, this is very interesting. It's very intriguing. So the minute you arrive here, you feel that it's a very curious space. So there you have Geo Creative Labs. It's again an offset of their company, one of the other companies. On this side, you see the meeting room, the board room, and the other side is the passage leads you. So this is a glimpse of the boardroom, wherein you see again visual design elements. You have the globe-trotter man. So again, wrapping the mannequin with a lot of colorful narrative was again a task that was challenging for us. Here also you have digital printed, or end-to-end you have the sofa, the tables. Okay. So yeah, what is interesting is every aspect of this huge office space was wrapped in digital stories. So you can see here these columns, right? Any guesses? Because all of you guys are print experts. What would these columns? We had these ugly, fat columns in the whole office space, which were 3.5 feet and 4.5 feet. You can see that? Yellow parts. Okay. So any guesses what could that be? That's fabric with the silicone edging. So actually for us, we had to learn so much. Firstly, हमको कोई बताता ही नहीं है, कोई printer बताता नहीं है, 100, 50, 300, 500, what are the mediums? We don't know. If the architects and designers are not exposed, how can we use your material? So I think the first problem which exists is, even if you have 500 media, 1,000 media, at least there should be some kind of a cell which educates us, like a think tank which connects the architects, the designers, the set designers to all of you print guys, right? So if we know the medium, we can use it. So we had to do a lot of research. Then anyways, this is not rocket science, but what was interesting and what was the challenges, they wanted a ombre. All of you all understand. So the concept here was sunrise. So the minute everybody came into this whole general pool, they had to feel very inspired and energetic. And we said, why not transform these columns into something which is, giving you energy. So this whole thing was, so we had to do it 2-3 times to get it right. Pehle time mein to theek hi nahi hua. Fir 2-3 times. So there are lots of flops before you get the hits, right? So this is all backlit. And then again, the shading they wanted in this way. So we showed them the artwork, but at the time of printing, there were a lot of discrepancies. But it was a great space. And finally, you can see all the workstations here. What is very exciting, because I think Ketan also mentioned about pods. So what we have is so unique. We have all these pods. I think all of you will understand what are pods. So we had almost 26 pods, small, chotu cabin space with, they had to have proper ventilation. What was amazing is they wanted the feeling of glass. They wanted the clarity of glass, but they wanted us to create the graphics in such a way that the photo editing guy or the recorder or all the different guys don't have the glare problem. At the same time, they kind of feel connected. Plus, they have segregation also. So there were a lot of asks, but we managed. So everything is color blocked. Every pod had a certain color, and also inside and outside. So when you went inside, it felt very different. When you came out, it felt very different. When you stood at the center, it was again so different. So again, we talk of experiential design, right? This is such a classic case because, the minute you went into, like, Amitabh ji was there and they said he loved the place. It was like, so everybody had a different interpretation. But yes, biophilic, the whole feeling that it was not an office space, it was something like a sanctuary, that would give you a lot of peace and calm. That was what the whole thing was. Now this, okay? So this is again one of the lounges, celebrity lounges we've created there. Okay, so you see the artwork. Artwork took us a long time to create. A lot of patience to do this. Because even though AI is there, everything AI cannot do, right? Somebody asked me that question in one of the platforms. So I said, you need to do a lot of illustrator work. Now, what is exciting now, can I open a question to all of you print experts? What is this? What medium would we have used? Because you see there's a clarity of glass. Then you see there's that frostiness. Then you see all the images of the, the flora and fauna. So what film would we have used? Anybody? Okay, so we used extra clear with UV printing. So the problem is again budgets. Sab Reliance mein to budgets hota hi hai na. So the problem is we had to think of so many things, right? So anyways, so finally everybody loved the space. So we had different lounges. Okay, so this is, you see this rhino, quirky rhino, whimsical rhino. So, we get very wonderful narratives from everybody who walks into their space. Everybody has their own story. I said, that's the best part here, you know. So you see this. Again, another thing, you can see that cushion which is saying home. So every space, every dimension from the ceiling, so we don't say there are only 4 dimensions, right, in an interior space design or whatever. We say ceiling is the 5th dimension. So we've also treated the same digital print on the ceiling, the walls, the floor, the furniture, everything, even accessories, we've done a lot of stuff. Yeah. So again, nobody wants to leave this office. So that was their brief. They should feel कि ये घर ही है, इधर ही रह जाए. Because these editors and all, they have to spend nights there, right? So it has to be a space which is inspiring. So another snapshot. You see the lovely monkey there. So it was, again, even we didn't imagine it would, transform the whole space in such a way. Okay, this is, again, a snapshot of the capsule. So you see, it's so interesting. So we had our in-house artists, we created these sculptural effects, artworks, mini installations, and then every pod had a very different character, which was again a requirement. They didn't want everything looking like a clone. Everything had to have an individual, feel. So you see that the yellow pod was very different for the multicolored hued one, right? The artworks were also different. There was no 2 artworks in the whole office, right? So that was a challenge. This is again editing pods, video pods. You see different, aspects of it, different designs. So everything is print, right? Print is dominating every surface. So I'd say that we've actually explored so much in surface design, surface pattern design, if I were to say. Every pod also has a capsule with artwork. Which you can see, you could have seen in the other one, right? This is a glimpse of their cafeteria, where again we've used the vinyl, so that you see at the far end. And then the other side also we've done an entire graphics. So we've used canvas, we've used vinyl, we've used fabric, we've used flex. No, we didn't use flex. So we used, I think, almost 10 or 15 different materials. Yeah. So that was one project. This is the other project, which is very close to my heart. So I've designed for celebrities on television, so CNBC TV. So it's again a branch of offset of Reliance also. So we had to create, now again, budgets. Every time you can dream and you can create so many things, and finally there's a reality which hits you. You have to make it within a certain budget. It has to fit a certain pocket for their shows. So this is, we had created the, we've done like 5 seasons for them. And in this, the brief changed. Every season we had customized according to, so I'll show you what I did for Deepika Padukone, what I did for Vidya Balan, the cricketers and all. So here the brief changed. This was the last one. And they said that let the props and the background and everything be same, and you have changing accessories. So you see the whole, we had a matte flex, which was the whole, so you have in shoots, in camera, you have 3 grounds.